Now, Armin Katayan on assignment for 60 Minutes.
Nick Saban is the most dominant head coach today in college football and maybe all of American sports. With the regular season in its home stretch, Saban's Alabama Crimson Tide is once again undefeated and ranked #1 in the country, gunning for a modern-day record 3rd straight national title and 4th championship in 5 years. He is worshipped by his rabid fan base, feared by his rivals who see Saban as an intense, tightly wound control freak who takes little or no pleasure in all of his success. For the last 8 months, Saban granted 60 Minutes rare access inside his program. What we learned is while the rest of college football may be chasing Nick Saban's chasing something else: perfection.
The story will continue in a moment.
The chant is "Get your mind right." It's the mantra of the man out front, the heartbeat of the Alabama Crimson Tide, head coach Nick Saban. His program has become the gold standard of college football. To get a sense of how Saban has driven Alabama to the top, we begin with an afternoon in early August. An energized Saban couldn't wait to get to his favorite part of the day.
All right, blow the horn, let's go.
To practice. A thunderstorm had forced his team indoors.
Top hat, set, go.
But it didn't dampen Saban's passion to teach his players the finer points of football.
I want you to step, step, step. We're not getting much out of this, guys, because you guys won't do this stuff right. Do it again. No, bring it back. Do it again.
In demanding his players be as exacting as he is, Saban can be volcanic.
I've told you 3 times already today.
Why are you so tough on people?
Well, I don't know if that's fair, that I'm really tough on people. We create a standard for how we want to do things. And everybody's got to buy into that standard, or you really can't have any team chemistry. You know, mediocre people don't like high achievers, and high achievers don't like mediocre people.
Saban doesn't miss anything. On this afternoon, a freshman caught Saban's eye.
Hey, Eddie.
Number 4, Eddie Jackson, who seemed lost.
You an offensive lineman or what?
Jackson, a defensive back, was stretching with the offensive lineman.
You got to buy him, Eddie.
Trying to master Alabama's complex schemes was too much, too soon for Jackson.
Hey, Eddie, it's kick support. It's cover 2. Why are you backing up? You're supposed to come and force the edge.
Jackson looked like he wanted to crawl into a hole.
Come on, Eddie.
All of Alabama's players have been there.
Oh, Vinny.
Safety Vinny Sunseri remembers the day he and a fellow defensive back forgot a play.
And he throws his hat, and it's a straw hat, it's not really heavy. He's able to throw it like Zorro at us. I thought it was going to hit us and knock us out. And it just starts yelling at us, and we're like, oh, we just got Saban.
Got Saban.
Yeah.
You mess up my hat.
But Saban's players have faith in their coach largely because of a revolutionary approach he designed years ago called the process. Ignore the scoreboard, Saban preached to his players. Don't worry about winning. Just focus on doing your job at the highest level, every single play, and the wins will follow.
The approach was to challenge the players to play every play in the game like it had a history and life of its own, and tried to take the other team out of the game and make it all about us in terms of what we did.
It's like jumping out of a plane without a chute.
Yeah.
I mean, in your business, what, we're not going to focus on winning?
Right, but it really is the simple way to do it, and it's the best way to do it.
It's a way of life around here. It's the way we play the game. It's the thought process behind everything.
Star quarterback A.J. McCarron was involved in the one play that epitomizes just how deeply the process has been programmed into Alabama's players. Late in last year's blowout win over Notre Dame in the championship game, McCarron and his center Barrett Jones called different plays at the line of scrimmage, both insisting they were right. A bizarre shoving match ensued on national TV. Saban loved it.
The game's probably won, and they're
it's
still
42
trying to get
14.
Yeah, they're still trying to get it right, which to me is the kind of pride in performance that you want in the players.
Can you see the critics saying, "Come on, coach, just take a breath, relax, enjoy the
Right.
moment.
I can see people saying that, but we're still coaching. We're trying to get them to do it right. I don't ever want the players to relax in a game.
Saban urges his team to do things the right way all the time. So when this player arrived late for a meeting because he was busy taking out his earrings, it didn't go over well.
Number one thing, be on time. Because it shows you care. All you're telling me is your earrings are more important than your damn football.
Saban never lets up, no matter the stage. Hey, way to catch the ball! On a sweltering June day when he could have taken the afternoon off, Saban was instructing young campers as if he was preparing to play LSU.
All right, here we go, Brad. Again, get outside.
Even the simple act of handing out camp certificates
Shake hands.
turned into a life lesson.
Come on, man. Shake hands.
Why is Saban such a perfectionist? The answer lies on another football field in a small West Virginia mining town. Here, Saban's father, Nick Sr., started a Pop Warner team called the Black Diamonds. Today, the Black Diamonds are still playing on the same field, only it's now named for Nick Sr., a local legend. Nick remembers how his father's long demanding practices always ended on a hill in the back of the end zone.
And it was like a 3-level hill, and it's almost straight up. And we would line up at the bottom of that hill, and that was our conditioning. We'd have to sprint up that hill. And it was so dark, he couldn't tell whether you made it to the top. So there was a row of trees up there. You had to bring a leaf back to prove that you made it to the top.
Nick grew up in a coal camp with just 9 streets. His dad owned this service station down the road. Nick started working for him at age 11.
If we washed a car when I worked for him at the service station and it was not done exactly perfectly correctly, he would say, wash it again.
And you had a fear, as I understand, of certain cars.
The navy blue ones and black ones were really hard to keep the streaks out of. A single streak, you had to do the whole car over again.
Well, now we know where the attention to detail comes from.
That's where it comes from.
Nick thought he wanted to run a car dealership after playing football at Kent State. But while serving there as a graduate assistant coach in 1973, he told his dad that coaching was in his blood.
I said, I think this is really what I want to do. That was the last conversation we had, because he passed away the next weekend.
His dad was only 46. Saban began a nomadic coaching career, never staying in one place more than 5 years. After he won the 2003 national championship at LSU, Saban was lured to the NFL to coach the Miami Dolphins. As Miami struggled late in the 2006 season, the University of Alabama, a fading football power still living off the days of the great Bear Bryant, was searching for a new coach. Alabama made Saban its #1 target. Saban uttered these words.
Well, then I guess I have to say it. I'm not going to be the Alabama coach.
Do you regret that, Nick, saying...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
You said flat out, I'm not going to Alabama.
I really, in the end, you know, it affected my integrity as a person by saying one thing and doing something else.
3 national championships in 4 years has translated into a 112% increase in revenue for Alabama's athletic department. Last year, $4 million was returned to the university in the form of academic scholarships. At 62, Saban continues to coach as if his next paycheck is in doubt.
We can't go to the line on offense and stand there till the shot clock runs out, trying to figure out what the defense is going to do so we can call play.
Saban's idea of relaxation during the season? Watch more film. And no one is more relentless at evaluating recruits. Is it true that if you really like a high school player, you will have every single play of his career put on tape?
And I watched that guy.
Every single play?
Every single play.
If you think Saban needs to get a life, well, you're not alone. But in a profession that is a minefield for couples, he's been married to his grade school sweetheart, Terry, for 42 years. What's the secret of you two staying together?
Besides winning?
Yeah, that helps.
That does help.
Together, they've been a powerful team. Remember number 4, Eddie Jackson, the poor freshman who couldn't do anything right back in August? Well, he stuck with it. And by late September, here he was, starting in an important game against Mississippi. he intercepted a pass and helped the Crimson Tide shut out Ole Miss. How gratifying is that to see that kind of growth?
That's really what I enjoy about all this, to see guys do that. But sometimes you invest the same time in another guy and they don't make the progress, and that can be just as frustrating.
Saban and his players were tested in September in front of one of the most intimidating crowds in the country. A showdown at Texas A&M, the only school to beat Alabama last year, against a magician named Johnny Manziel.
Look at this. He's still on his feet and heaves it deep. Oh my gosh!
When Manziel and A&M raced to a 14-0 lead in a matter of minutes, Alabama didn't fold. The Tide methodically regrouped, did what they were taught, played the play, and ultimately prevailed in its biggest game of this season to date.
Touchdown, Alabama!
In the locker room afterward, the players' reward was not only victory, but something just as treasured.
Hey guys, got everybody in the room?
Praise from the perfectionist.
This is a great win. It's a great win for our program. It's important. And we did a great job of competing in the game today. To get behind 14-0 on the road and show the resiliency to come back like we did. I'm so happy, I can't tell you. And I'm so proud.